All right, good evening and welcome to another edition of All Splat. I'm your host, Chris Slagle, and tonight our guests are Commander of the Survivors from Phantom, Joseph Mav Springer, and the Commander of the Walkers from Spat City Assault, Brian Shooter Magavin Gomez. So,
Splat City, not Spat City. We don't go around spitting on people.
oh, okay, Spat City.
Yeah. I have more respect than that for people, you know?
Yeah. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys taking out the time and stuff. So, Mav, how many survivors do you have out there trying to survive to beat these walkers?
Well, that's really kind of a difficult question, Chris. You see, the survivors are all split up into groups, and there's a handful in each group. And really what the name of the event is just gathering and rallying all those survivors up together. And at that point in time, I guess Saturday morning we'll have an accurate count of how many survivors we'll have.
Okay.
Wow. Last I checked, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
So, who are some of your key strategic survivors?
Well, I don't know how many people know him. I would say he's pretty popular. Brendan Garth Pierce. He's known as the pizza guy.
Yeah.
Probably the first time I
AKA
actually
Big
met
Papa.
him. Yeah, Big Papa. For those of you who don't know, he actually does a lot with franchising Papa John's. First time I actually met him and realized who he was, I was reffing, and he walked up to me, threw a thing of salt at me, and said, "I've been assaulted by a seasoned professional."
That sounds like something North would do.
Sounds. Yep. As crazy as the man sounds, he's got a great head on his shoulders, and he really knows what to do when things need to get tactical. Other than that, I've got a couple people from my team. I got a couple people from Great Lakes Rangers that are going to be out there, and really just kind of help guiding everybody around.
Very cool. So, how do you think, what kind of strategy or what kind of plans do you have to defeat these walkers?
And make sure you really go into detail with the plan part.
I mean, you can be vague.
Yeah.
Let's get as deep as you want in the detail here.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I'll go ahead and share this one with you now, Brian. I have a little trick up my sleeve. You see, I found this great deal on Amazon where I got these little American waving flag lapel pins. So I've got roughly 12 of them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass those out to some strategic players. And those are going to be my quote-unquote secret service, as Narf put it. And basically what that pin symbolizes to the general person that
America.
This person, exactly. This person knows what's going on, and if they tell you to do something, that's probably what you should do. If you see them running, chase after them.
Cool.
That's just one of many things. One of the things that separates me from everybody else on the field is I have what looks like an old World War II bazooka.
Nice.
Little be known, there's 20 brand new KR2 rockets sitting for me at the field right now.
Wow.
So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty well stacked. Brian, I would stay out of any and all major structures, especially the castle. I can pretty much hit that from anywhere on the field.
Well, that's fine. I don't stay in a place too long, so.
If I remember correctly, that video from the first time we met, you
I was going to say,
around those bushes for like,
dude,
10, 15 minutes?
No, it was like 2 minutes. I had to camp out because what's-his-face wouldn't leave. Crybaby McCrypan. What the hell's his name? I don't know. That's how I met Mav on the field last year. Is, you know, their commander ran across the what is that? The little side bridge next to the castle, right? I don't know.
You're the one that ran across.
No. But he ran across first.
Video.
He ran across first. I don't remember the name for that small bridge, but he ran across unarmed, and I shot him. And then that's when I went into the bushes, just waited for like 2-3 minutes, like for him to move and leave the field to play. And eventually, I got the green light from another ref to just start shooting, so that's what I did.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, he was standing there talking with the ref. And next thing I know, I'm just sitting there going, da-da-da-da. This was on Sunday. Saturday, my only gun, my mini, broke down on me. I ended up trading that out to get a KR2, KR3, KP3 pump.
Oh, those are nice.
So it's my first day with roughly an entry-level pump. Next thing I know, I got this crazy guy come running across the bridge and opens fire. I'm stunned going, what is he doing? And then I realize he's on the enemy team.
But mind you, there was 4 or 5 guys of yours standing around while this is going on?
Yeah, we're all just standing around. We had no idea anybody on the enemy team was that close to us. And the best video footage I've ever seen of myself in action. He comes around me, does this half circle thing. He's shooting 2 pistols. One of them, unbeknownst to me, is a confetti cannon. Basically.
No, I had my Ep.11 and my TIPX that day I was running. Because I ran double pistol later in the day.
Yeah,
nice.
So it was undistinguishable to me. All I seen was this gray, fast-moving blur that was shooting at me, and I was like, all right, pump, squeeze, pump, squeeze, pump, squeeze. And, yeah, Brian, I'll just let you tell them where I hit you in the back.
What'd you say at the end there? You broke up a little bit.
I'll let you tell them where I hit you that ended the battle.
Yeah, well, like he said, I ran across. I mean, I just started unloading, dude. Whoever was standing there, you were eating paint. And I ran around, I think, a little tree that was probably the diameter of maybe 6 inches, like to try to get cover as I'm running and shooting. And like Mav said, my A5 was a confetti cannon that day, man. It was just a straight flamethrower. And he ends up going like, dude, I hit you in the cup, man. And sure enough, he got me. I've been wearing a cup now for like about a solid year because I've been traumatized. Like, I don't know what it is. It's like a fucking magnet for getting hit. And my wife don't mind if I play, but I better not come back with that shit not working, So now I wear a cup, and no joke, dude, it's like a magnet. And Mav got me right in the fucking junk, dude. I'm like, thank God. And then as soon as he goes, I'm sorry for the nut shot, I'm like, dude, it's cool. This is why I wear it. Didn't even notice. So it couldn't have worked out any better, man. I'm actually looking up that video right now as we're talking because it was a beauty. And then, but then me and Mav laugh about it. He's like, how did you not shoot me? We're joking, laughing. And the other commander starts crying that I shot him in the back too many times and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, last I checked, you shouldn't even been in the game. You were out. So it was a good way to meet. It was a good way to meet.
Nice. I'd say it's a good meet story.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate. I've come across quite a few good paintball players like that. Not necessarily in that particular situation where some crazy dude just runs across the bridge and starts unloading, but equally intriguing situations.
That's funny. So Brian, how do you plan to outnumber these survivors? Are you gonna take them down quick? Or are you gonna go slow and nice and easy?
No, I'm probably gonna try to get it over with as fast as possible. Like pulling a Band-Aid off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not.
Well, thank you for trying to be painless for me. Thank you.
Exactly. No point in dragging it out. Might as well get it over with.
So do you have any? Who are your big key walkers on your team?
I mean, outside of me, I really don't know. I mean, everybody else just kind of shows up. No, honestly, we got Mad Frog, which I'm pretty happy about, and I got a good chunk of the Rage and Paint crew coming out. I got the Rebellion team coming. I got some of the Fish crew coming. So I got enough, I think, of small groups of bigger groups coming. I even went out of my way to recruit Mav's ex team just to be like, guys, this is your chance to get back, dude. Like, you guys should really come to this one. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of used that to help sell it. Hope it worked.
Nice.
They said they were coming.
So I'm gonna ask you the same thing. So what's your strategy? And you can be vague if you need to, on taking down these survivors or hunting them out.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really just kind of wing it as it goes. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. There's really no one big thing. I like to delegate out the work because I'm not the type of commander to sit in insertion at all. I'm never going to be an insertion. So if there's one of those missions where you got to snipe the commander, there's like 100% chance I'm out in the field and you're going to be able to do it.
Very cool.
So I mean, it's I usually lead from the front. I'm not somebody to hide behind a bunker or hide at all, or be try to sneak up on somebody. Like that's something I'm not good at.
So,
Yeah.
tell me, do you guys play at Fort Knox a lot? Is that your guys'
Uh,
home field?
I would say so. I mean,
It's
if
my
home
home
field,
field.
yeah, but I would say it's my home field, but not that I play a lot per se.
Yeah.
There. I mean, the big games. That's all we really play there is big games. I don't play walk on play anywhere really.
Okay.
So
So,
it's just.
what kind of give me a rundown? I've never played at Fort Knox. My first time
Oh,
playing was at Sherwood.
you're missing
So
out, dude.
I know, I know. I would love to get out there
We got to
and
get
travel a little bit more, but
Brian. We got to get this guy down there for at least something. You know what? I'm gonna look up what's the next event.
for Fort Knox,
Yeah, what's the next event at Fort Knox?
There's one coming out. Oh, I was gonna say. I think there's one coming out this weekend.
yeah, there's that's what
Yeah.
the Walkers
No,
is
I
coming
mean-
up this weekend.
I know. I was just being a smartass.
Oh.
I don't know what.
Hey,
Let me,
Chris, Are you still on your computer or no?
Yeah, no, I'm on my computer. I'm
I
actually
just-
pulling up the events right now.
Oh, I just sent that link
So-
to you. The link to the bridge that he was talking about.
Oh, okay. Fort Knox.
That's where you could see where me and him fell in love together.
You guys have Fallout July the 8th, and then you've got Marvel versus DC 2.
And then there's one in October
16th.
usually.
Yeah. So, Chris, what are you doing July 8th and 9th?
I don't know yet, man. Sounds like
I think we need to do a podcast from the field. We need to get
That'd be
you
fun.
out in the field.
that would be fun. I was kind of disappointed in
I
myself.
don't know who the
didn't do
commanders are,
anything.
but
I didn't get to do one. I mean, I didn't get to do a podcast up at Sherwood, and I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get to do one of those. That was kind of my fault, though. It was my first time out there, and I was kind of
Got carried away.
Yeah, I was just taking it all in.
I-
So I'd love to do one from a field.
I'll say this: if anything, I've got connections. I'll get you set up where you can do your podcast if time is an issue.
Nice. Very
Well,
cool.
Mav, you were the XO last year for the zombie game that we were playing, the Freddy Jason game. I'm talking at Fort Knox. Weren't
because the XO for that one actually couldn't make it, so I stepped up as XO.
okay? So yeah, I just remember I thought you were the XO, but I didn't know it was just last minute help thing.
Man.
No,
you guys,
no, actually, I think October last year, Hannah Miller up for the Warp Crew.
She was commanding, yeah.
She was the commander. Gumby, if you remember him, he was
Yeah.
the XO officially. I was just doing what I always do, which is run around, motivate people, and
Well, is Gumby from the
He's
Great Lake
crazy
Rangers
charger.
or from the Rage and Pain? I always forget.
Gumby is Raging Pain.
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah,
Chris, I'm just going to point one thing out to the listeners right now.
Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, Brian and I, we're pretty much at terms with this. We're pretty civil. Even on the field, we're going to be goofing around. It's not going to be this hostility that, oh, you're going to do this sexual act, blah, blah, blah. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a respect for
I mean,
each other.
unless he's paying, yeah, I'm probably not doing it. $5 is $5. You know what I'm saying?
I'll remember that.
I think that's how all paintballers are, though. I mean,
No. There's a lot of them that get upset about. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten upset. I've gotten worked up, but it's usually because people are being crybabies, like the time when me and Mav met on the field.
Yeah.
And it's never. I can't recall. I mean, I was actually trying to make a highlight reel of how many times, I've stopped firefights between both teams to have somebody, hey, come check me real fast or check that guy. Everybody, I make them stop, check each other. All right, we're all good. Let's start. I don't know. I'm really civil when I'm out there. I don't know.
I mean,
We're out there to have fun. I'm not out there to fucking. Don't matter what happens at the end of the day. We're all going to work Monday.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
not.
nobody's
Monday
paying the
off.
bills with the paint.
Yeah. If anything, that's what's making us have bills.
That's right. So that video was pretty
I
great.
learned 2 years ago I take Monday off.
Yeah. See, not all of us got that luxury.
I think we got in at midnight or 1 when we came back from Sherwood. So how
Ouch.
far is I don't know off the top of my head. How far is Fort Knox from
For
uh
me, about an hour. You said from Sherwood?
well, no, from I guess from where I'm at. Greensburg. I live in Greensburg, Indiana, and I think that's
Aren't you north of Indy?
uh we're south
South,
of Indy, I
south,
think.
south,
Yeah.
south. How do you not know if
Dude,
you're north or south of
I'm
Indy?
directionally challenged.
I'd say you're probably about 3 hours.
Figure about 3 hours, you think? Because it's what,
Probably.
Attica? Is that
Yeah.
right?
No, it's north of that.
North of that?
No, because Greenburg's is like south. You're like southeast. You're like in the middle of Cincinnati and Indianapolis, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So, explain like, and I've never been, and I've seen some videos and some pictures and stuff. So, explain kind of the layout of the field.
Outside of it being awesome, it is very open. I mean, you could see more or less across most of the field from one insertion to the other. But there's enough obstacles that you're not just.
Rocket across the field.
Yeah, that's about all. But you're not going to lay paint. I mean, maybe some first strikes here and there, but for the most part, I mean, you do have to engage and get in close to everybody.
There's several buildings out there. I take it, like
Oh yeah.
several structures and stuff.
Well, it's really nice the way the field as individually is set up. You know, each field has its own. All of them are very symmetrical, like per field, like the tire field or Area 51 or the boatyard. Everything is very balanced for itself. And then once you just play it all as a big field, it's tied together. But there's plenty of structures and cover. And that's the one nice thing about Justin. He's put a lot of money in. He continuously puts money into that field. So the environment has changed over the last 2-3 years. I mean, shit, just in the last 2 years, he's probably added, like 20 cars or so, Mav?
Wow.
Oh, he added probably more than that. I'm gonna say he probably added about 30 because.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's.
They took all the cars off of the car field, laid them all off on the side, came in, dumped. I want to say it was like 10 dump trucks worth of ground up asphalt down. He went to what was it? I want to say it was Pennsylvania. Twice.
Yeah.
Picked up overhead highway signs. It took him 2 trips, and he did them back to back.
No, that's what I remember him saying. They got back, jumped right back in the car, and then went right back to pick up the other half of the sign. So it's a legit highway sign, which is cool.
I was the first to shoot that thing with a wall rocket.
Oh, well, nice job.
Best waste of a lost shot I've ever used.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, actually, you know what? I never actually finished answering as far as like what we're doing different. That I won't give away my trade secrets for how I plan on commanding, but I believe going to change the way most people would like to have the insertions ran from a commanding standpoint and even a player standpoint. That I guess I hope the players appreciate it when come this weekend. The way I plan on running my insertion, it was stuff I wanted to employ last year. But some things fell apart because I was trying to take a camper out there, and just one thing turned into another. And next thing you know, I went from sleeping in a camper to sleeping in the front of a truck. Yeah, and I'm like, things just piled up. The weather was against us, and it's like, well, it is what it is. So the camper's staying.
I'm not going to talk about the weather that I've seen on one forecast today. It doesn't have me too excited.
You know what? Yeah, I'm hoping it turns around. I really am hoping it turns around. Because last year wasn't that great. Last year, we literally had all 4 seasons in one weekend.
Wow.
It snowed, it rained, it was 60 degrees at one point, it was 40 the next. It was like, dude, this is amazingly sucky.
Dude, this is Indiana.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Indiana weather. You can't, it's so unpredictable. I know in the forecast, when we played up in March, up there in Sherwood, it rained all night Friday night. Saturday we got up, we got ready to ball, and we went through orientation and everything, and we got out on the field, and the rain stopped, and it was beautiful from like 12 noon to like 5 o'clock, and the guys were running the gauntlet in the rain again. So, I mean, it was like, I think the forecast that week said it was supposed to rain all day, and we got lucky. So hopefully it works out for you guys this weekend, that it's good weather. I mean, we've had some really nice weather here lately.
Well, I mean, overall, all the biggest thing I care about is hoping we have a really good turnout again. Because last year we came up just shy of, I think, 700 players for the
Wow.
weekend, for the whole weekend. Yeah, I want to say that I remember Justin telling me it was I believe it still is the record for like the biggest turnout for a big game weekend for him.
That's
Sounds
crazy.
about right.
So, and then me and Matt got some cool things up our sleeves. I know I sent off some cool stickers. Well, I mean, I sent off to get made out of my pocket some stickers like as appreciation. So everybody who pre-registered, they're all going to get a sticker, like a limited edition, just for this event. And I know Mav had a couple things he was working on. I don't know if he wanted to talk about it but it was pretty cool what he's doing too. Not trying to throw you out, but it is awesome. Whenever it happens, everybody will know it.
I think, well, you know what? I think I'm going to keep that one a surprise. I will say this.
Look forward to it, put it that way.
Hang around for Saturday afternoon.
So this is a 2-day event, though, right? I mean, this is the game extends into Sunday and.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because I got my days mixed up. If you're going to be there, make sure you're there Sunday.
Sunday. Well, I didn't want to say anything because I'm hoping less people would be there. That way I'd have a chance. But yeah, no, honestly.
I'll magically pick you. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to let my dog eat it or something.
But yeah, honestly, Fort Knox is just that kind of field that you actually don't mind doing stuff for the field, because it's an all around, probably in my opinion, one of the best fields in the region. I mean, and I'm not trying to take anything away from any other field, but it's the best environment you're going to find, from a field to the owners to just the people that go. I don't think any other field in the region that I've played at here, even in the state, even compares. I mean, the way Justin runs his field is just you really. I don't think anybody compares to it. I really don't.
So does Justin just kind of run it by himself, or is it kind of?
It's a family thing. It's a family. Yeah, it's a family thing. But it's just the way he runs it to begin with. Like his field paint, you could bring your own paint if you don't like his prices. But his prices aren't a ripoff. Like say a case of 1 star, I think it's like $40-$45. Like, dude, that's not expensive. Any other field, their cheapest paint is $60-$70. Like,
yeah.
And he doesn't charge. He's not expensive with his paint prices. If you don't like his paint prices, bring your own. Like, you can't beat that. No other field that I can think of gives you that opportunity.
That's a big thing with paintball now is, and like I don't know if I told you this or not, but like my fiance and I have 7 kids, so my big thing, like I got into paintball last year.
Damn, how is she barely your fiance?
So yeah,
that should be your wife.
She'll be my wife in July. So Billy Jack's actually going to come down and take the pictures for us and everything. So
nice.
Yeah. So paintball community has been great. I know I'm inviting some of the guys that I ball with on the weekends and stuff, but her kids are older and my kids are younger, so we've got ages.
Okay. So they're not all right. Yeah, got it.
Right. So hers are 17 and 15 and 13, and mine are like 12 and 12, 10, 6 and 3 or 4 now, but yeah, so they're kind of spread out there. But yeah, that's cost is a big thing for us. So it's usually when I get the ball, it's about once a month. And paint around here, we got a local guy, Matt Hempstead, who has a shop here in Greensburg, and he has Infinity paint, and it's about $40 a case. So if I play, that's what it is. I mean, that's about what I can afford to do. And I see some of these other places I've seen, 65 or 80, to, for a case of paint, and then that doesn't include entry, and it's like, man, it's hard for.
No, it is. Honestly, like me personally, I budget in advance for what I'm doing, because it gets expensive at the end of the year when it's like, Jesus, I spent how much?
Yeah, right. And this year
I stockpile ramen noodles.
This year I moved from a Chaos to a KP3, and I'm like, I'll save on air. I don't use an electric hopper, and I run my tanks I think it's a 48 3500. So I'm not going through as much paint as I would if I was running like my Chaos or
that's one of the nice things about running pump is running the pump. You don't go through that paint. But what I will say this is, you said the KP3, right?
Yeah, it's a KP3.
Okay. Get the Hitman plate upgrade for the pump handle.
I got it already.
All right. Next thing I would say is get it. You don't have to get anything fancy. Get a Halo 2. Just something that's electronic.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is you're guaranteed you always have the next shot. You're not going to pump and there's not going to be a ball there.
So we talked to Ed from Azoden. I think Billy Jack talked to him on episode 6 of the show, and he actually mentioned that they're coming out with an auto trigger for those pumps.
Nice.
Yeah,
because,
so that'll be really nice.
I was looking into that, and really the number one thing that turned me off to trying to put an auto trigger on the KP3 is the fact that you have to drill the body, and I don't want to drill the body on that thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, not good.
It sounds dangerous.
You guys are talking to the wrong dude, man. All I run is Tippmans, and that's not because I think they're the most amazing gun in the world, but just because they're, in my eyes, they're like the AK-47 of the paintball world. It's gonna work.
They are.
It's gonna work. I don't.
You got a problem with it?
Just
tear
fucking
it apart, clean it, put it back together, and it works.
Half the time you don't even have to do that. Just run a few more rounds through it, it'll start working. You know, put a little lube in it, and it's good to go. You know, like, I'm bad, man. It's just because usually when I play, I mean, it's my wife. Usually, I get her to go to a handful of events with us. I try to. My brother, my older brother, will go. My younger brother. So I'll load out, 4 or 5 people on a given weekend. So it's like, man, I don't got time to be maintaining these high-end markers. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, at most, my guns get cleaned maybe twice a year. At the beginning and the end of the season, and they seem to be just fine.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. My entire team they freak out every time they hear that. Like, you need to clean them.
You're making me cringe over here.
Exactly. Just this past Easter, one of my cousin that's also a teammate of ours, I was supposed to take all my extra markers, and we were going to maintenance them, and during the day. And I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that. I really don't. And he's like, really, man? Blah, blah. When's the last time you cleaned them? I was like, I think I cleaned them at the end of last year, maybe. So I'm like, but they're good. They're good, man. Just put a little oil through them, and they keep working. So, yeah, I'm bad, man. You'll never see me with a nice marker because I don't take care of them. I just don't.
Hey, at least he's on it.
Yeah.
I put them in the mud. I put them in the dirt. Like, I run them in the rain. Like, there's no shame. Like, until they let me down. But that's why I keep buying Tippmans, because they hold up to the neglectful love that I teach them.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Did you guys want to plug anything or promote anything?
I will say this. Anybody that, whether you're new to the area or if you're anywhere near Maryville, Crown Point, anything like that, even Valpo, wherever, great guy. His name is George. He runs Warp. Wow, way to lose the tongue there. Warp Sports. They just moved into a new building in Crown Point, literally right on the square, right across from the Silver Bullet. He's actually helping me out with one of my surprises. So, wink, wink.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much. But and if anything, if you go to him and you buy a case of paint from him, which his prices are just as competitive as Fort Knox, that also gets you a ticket to enter the drawing for, what is it, a resurrection this time again?
I think it's a resurrection this time. Yeah, I know it's a nice marker. It's not a piece of crap.
A case of paint, exactly, and it's never a piece of crap.
I forgot to ask what you guys are there prizes and stuff this weekend?
Yeah. They always have their giveaways at the end of the weekend, but that's something separate. Is anybody who buys paint, like Mav was saying, they're at the field or at Warp, you get entered in a separate raffle just for that marker that they give away. So I always thought that was cool.
So, what are some of the big prizes they're raffling off?
Shit. They usually give out I know they always give out at least one Tippman, like an A5, or not an A5. I think it's an X7 the last couple of years that I've seen them give out. Then outside of that, T-shirts, cool microfiber cloths. I know last year I managed to get my hands on the owner was throwing out microfiber rags, but they ended up being, I didn't realize it until after the fact. It was an aerial view of the field itself, a picture of the field.
Very cool.
And so I don't know. I thought that was pretty sweet, just because I thought it was sweet. Something different.
Awesome.
But I'm not one to get, because I don't know. I don't like getting in raffles when they're throwing stuff and there's a mob of people trying to get one T-shirt. I'm always like, I'm good, man. I'll just go buy one if I really want that bad.
Yeah, get the T-shirt cannon out.
Yeah, and they don't even do that. The sister just throws it and like, ooh, just to see the mob go crazy, like feeding fish in a fish tank.
Mav, you still there? Oh, I hung up on Mav. All right, let me call him.
Nice.
Let me call him back real fast. Let's see. Add a call. Let's see. Alright, pulling him back.
I'm back.
Alright, hang on. Let me.
See, Brian, you can't keep me in the dead.
I don't think he heard you. Ah, crap. Let's see. There we go. Can you both hear me again? No.
I can hear you just fine.
I think it lost. There we go. Now, can you both hear me again?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yep.
All right, good. Back in action.
So, what happened there?
What's that?
What happened there? What was the last thing that we heard?
It was after we started talking about the raffles, and that's about when you stopped talking.
Yeah. So I haven't said anything since then. I mean, I was just we were talking about what the raffle was going to be like, and then.
So are we recording now?
Yeah, it's still recording.
Ah. Are you going to edit this out, or is this
Nope. Leave it in there.
I probably won't, but it's okay.
Nah, I wouldn't. No, it adds character,
Yeah,
gives it its own personal flair.
So we're just gonna take the Shooter Magavin approach here and just wing it.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Every ticket or every case of paint you buy, the ticket gets you in that drawing, and it only takes one to win. But I'd say you have better chances with more tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, am I right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's about all I've got without giving away any surprises.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you guys want to throw out there or anything?
I guess the only shout-outs I do is I'm commanding at White River Robbers in Indianapolis in July, and then I'm also doing Armageddon in Michigan at Hell Survivor in June.
I got some. James and Mary are trying to get us to go up there because I think they're commanding the. I think it's the European team.
Yeah, I believe so. Are they doing the European team? Yeah, I think so.
I was thinking so. I thought Mary was talking about that they're the Euro team.
But I'm doing the Russian Federation.
Nice. Very cool.
So Brian, why haven't you tried recruiting me for that game yet?
What's up?
Why haven't you tried recruiting me for that game yet? Am I just not special enough?
I haven't got that far. I haven't got that far ahead. I was figuring let's see how the thing this weekend goes. As long as there's no hard feelings and we're done. And I'm like, well, if you're free, you want to come hang out this weekend? Actually, Chris, did you get a chance to watch that video or no?
I did. That was a pretty good video.
So yeah, that's how I met Mav on the field. Like that was the first time I met him, and you could see we just laughed it off and joked about it.
Yeah.
And see how everybody else, well, not everybody else, one other person took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you were out of the game. Like.
I mean, you have those people though. I mean, that's anywhere.
So yeah, I don't know. I've never been one to get upset on the field. I even got one of me. I got one out of Sherwood Forest last year, where I slid into a bunker, man. I straight up called it because this guy just went ape shit that I was blind firing on him. And I just stood up. Here, I'll link you that one. I just stood up and apologized to the guy. And he's like, meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally standing here apologizing. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Getting shot at.
Yeah, and I'm like, my bad, dude. If you feel I cheated you, my bad. Weren't my intention.
That's funny. Oh, shoot. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time out to talk to me tonight. I'm going to post these post this up there on YouTube later, um, either this evening or this week sometime. I'll get them up there. And I've got all the events for Fort Knox on the Splat Facebook page and all the events for all the areas. I don't know if any of you guys are going to Living Legends in Joliet.
Nah. At least I don't plan on it yet. It's just that's gotten so expensive that it's like, is it even worth it? I think it's like $100 just to show up.
Yeah, and then
And
Normandy and Pennsylvania, I think is going on soon. I'm trying to think of any kind of the bigger ones. I think those are two big ones that I know of. But there's, like I said, I've got tons of events from all over the state and
well, how did you start? How did you start doing this? What got you to start doing this podcast?
So I really have, like I started last year playing, and a local guy here in town, Matt Hempstead, he kind of got me into the game, and he has a local field down here, and I really enjoyed playing down there, and I actually have my grandparents own some property, and I thought, oh, I want to have an event out here, so I got some pallets and threw them together, and of course, like my very first event, I was doing a Gettysburg type theme, and I had some missions all laid out and everything. Well, it's supposed to start at 2 o'clock, and it rained from 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and we're all just standing underneath canopies, and we're like, you know what, this sucks because it was muddy, and it wasn't worth the time. It was kind of upsetting, but so I kind of held off for a while, and I've been working on a new field out at my future in-laws' place. They've got 10 acres, and I've got some bunkers built and some of that stuff. And how I kind of got into the podcast is I love growing the sport. Like I said, my fiance has two older, 15 and her 13-year-old, and my son is 12. They love, her boys really got into it for a while, and then they kind of got into some other stuff, and then my son.
You make it sound like drugs.
No, nothing like that, but they do a lot of stuff with school and one's in track and the other one does academic team and stuff like that. So there's a lot of other stuff they're involved in. But my son, like when I have him, he loves it. And Paint the World kind of helped him out with a little bit better gear and this and that. And
that's like that charity group where they're always helping out people that are coming in, right? Okay,
yeah,
I know I've seen that.
Those guys and MDP have really helped a lot of people out that I know, and I'm usually bringing people to them that I know that really love playing paintball and who can't afford it or can't afford a marker or can't afford a mask or can't afford a tank. And I'm usually
real.
Anybody, they'll take anything. These kids that that I know, and Paint the World and MDP have really pushed out the help for these guys.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about paintball, and I love talking about it, and I love getting to talk to people about it, and I love promoting it and getting out there and just really, like I said, just really talking about it and trying to get more people involved. And so that's kind of how I got started doing the podcast. I got talking with James and James Pullum a while back. I started this in January, the end of January, and he's like, you should do it. And I said, I don't know if anybody would really listen to it. And he said, there's paintball podcasts all over the place. I know, Behind the Bunker has one, and Reaper's got his, and out, he does Out West and stuff like that. And you should do it. And I said, okay. So he started kind of reaching out, and I interviewed him first, and then he said, oh, well, talk to this person or this person or this person. They kind of started lining up some people for me because like I said, I'm new to it, and it's phenomenal. The people that I talk to, and like you guys, and I was talking to some guys from Trade My Gun Outlaws last week, and I just talked to a guy that is a player on the Indiana Ignite on a speedball team down in Evansville. So it's great. Everybody's been so great about it and very helpful and willing to talk and spread the word about whatever they do in paintball or however they got started or promoting their events, and I love that aspect of it, because if you're promoting your event, then it's getting people out there that enjoy it and that play it, or that's kind of my soapbox, if you will, on
Well,
it.
that's cool. Well, have you been focusing mainly on like games in Indiana for the most part, like
Yeah.
for promoting, or?
Any game in Indiana, I'll promote it. Any game in the surrounding, if you can drive there in a 8-hour drive, I mean, I'll promote it. It's anybody
Well,
who.
hold on now. Are we talking driving the speed limit, or are we talking driving?
He just said driving, dude. He said driving. Period. End of discussion.
If you can drive, then I'll promote it.
It's your problem. It's your problem how fast or how slow.
Because my 8 hours might be your 10. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That could be, yeah. I mean, a PA drive is probably a good, 8 to 10 hours, probably. Michigan's only, what is that, 4 or 5 hours for us? I don't know.
Yeah, about.
What are you talking about? Michigan for me is a 20-minute drive.
I was gonna say that he farts and he's across the border.
Well, there you go. See, and then so Armageddon's close to you, then, man.
Shit, if anything, we'll pick you up on the way to Armageddon, then, man.
There you go.
And we'll carpool.
Me. Hey, I can bring my tent if you want. You'll recognize my tent right away. It's orange. It's gray. It's a big square. It fits 12 people. Watch out for the TV.
No, that's not bad.
There you go. So,
this is the first year, honestly, that I'm commanding or doing any big events in the summer. Because for the last about 2 years, we've been building up. We've been building up our. We got a small little private field we play on my mom's property. She let us have about 4 acres out of her 8, and we just pretty much turned it into our own private course. And that's been like our training ground / we'll have small little invitationals there. So this is like the first time we're actually playing in the summer at a big game. Usually we'll hit up like some fall and spring, and that's it. And then the summer stay home.
Yeah, I mean, we've played. I think our first game.
That's why.
Our first game this year, it was 30 degrees with snow, and we did it.
See, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We played the Hawk 2 years ago, and it was cold. I think it was single digits. Last year.
I think that was the year that I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to go to that. And then I woke up the morning of, and I was like, no.
Yep, I had already paid. So we go, and it was cold. That was a cold game, though. I'm not going to lie. That one sucked. I mean, it was fun, but it sucked. I don't know what else to say. It was cold.
Oh, man, yeah. Playing in the cold, my very first game, when I got the kids that started in it, our very first time that we ever played, there was only 5 of us, and we played the day after Christmas with Spider Aggressors, and we played in the rain with cheap JT masks, and it was like the best time ever. It was the best time ever.
For some reason, it is like that. Like the shittier your gear, it's like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
You're using like a Splat Master or something, or a little Eagle Talon.
And
well, that's how
this is great.
That's how I started playing when I was like 12, 13, 14. I don't know. We got a couple of one Eagle Talon or something, or 2. And my dad lost his shit. Like, dude, you didn't buy a mask. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, like, him being a responsible parent, like, took me to the store and bought me, because I'm like, I didn't have the money. And he's like, this isn't an excuse, then you can't afford the guns. Like, it's that simple. Because I was saving up, like, my money that I could get, at the time. And so he bought a couple masks, and then he ended up buying, I don't know, I think we ended up with, like, 5 or 6 Eagle Talons. And I had set up, like, a little makeshift paintball course in my mom's on the same property. And we had a couple good outings out there, but it was all Eagle Talons running around pumping each other. And then, shit, I played till I was like 15, 16. And then I got addicted to, the ladies. So I kind of forgot about paintball for a long time until about a few years ago. My brother-in-law organized, every couple of years he would organize getting the men out. And he registered a private play at Badlands in Attica. No, that's in Crete. I'm sorry. Attica's the four-wheeling place, an off-roading place.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that.
And so he organized that. And I mean, man, I played that day, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did I ever stop playing? Like, this shit is great.
Yeah.
And, from there forward, so I've honestly only been playing again for the last 2-3 years. No, this would be like 3 full years that I finally started playing again. So I more or less was like a big rookie coming back, 30-year-old rookie. It's like, dude, I've been out the game so long. When I left, I was using the Titman. When I came back, I'm using the Titman, so nothing changed for me, So for me, nothing changed.
I actually have kind of a funny story on how I got started. When my parents were in a business, I'm going to leave unnamed, but we were going to these gyms and health clubs and all this fun stuff, promoting these really healthy drinks and so on and so forth, and a line of nutrition stuff. And we're at this gym, and I remember I'm sitting there flipping through a magazine, and I put the magazine off to the side. I'm like 11 years old. I go walking off. I find a thing on a bulletin board that they are doing a cancer awareness, and it's a come out to Splash camp, spend this much money, it all goes to cancer, blah 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 blah, the whole 9 yards there. I mean, not to be disrespectful about that, but we've all seen them. We all know how they work. And so my very first time, I'm in the middle of this building, and it just reeks because it had been pouring rain and it was all musty. I haven't spent too much time at Blast Camp, but from what I've heard, that's drastically been improved. I got a Tippin 98. I don't even know what kind of gun it is. I'm just holding it. It's got that weird barrel, and it's just, I'm out there, and it's like, okay. We get to this one field. It's all just a big open field, and there's some dude in a China hat, and we got pulled from one corner of the field all the way to the other, and it's like, all right, this is awesome. From there on, I played at least 2 or 3 times a year with my dad. Car, drive 2 hours, go to Fort Knox, and that's been my home field ever since. This is, my 11th year playing.
Wow.
About my 4th year actively playing. And hopefully this season goes a whole lot better than last season, because season,
after this weekend, we hope it goes better for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just after this weekend.
Have dead in the name.
It's all right. We're dead set on winning. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, almost all of last season, I had pretty much no working gun at any time. About the only thing that ever worked was my original T8 pistol and my Law Rocket. That's about the only 2 things.
That's all you need. That's all you need, baby.
That is all I needed, because I was still out there running around, pushing hard. As a matter of fact, if you're on the red team, you may hear me calling for you and just waving and having a good time. I decided I'm going to save my lungs this year, and I'm actually bringing a megaphone. So.
Yeah, I was just going to probably take some honey to the field to help my throat at the end of the night.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said I'm just going to take
hear
some...
you over sound of awesomeness.
Oh, yeah, is that what it was? But, yeah, I don't know. You know, that's one thing I'm really lazy about. If a gun breaks on the field, I'll throw it in the truck and grab another one, man. You know, that's how sometimes people are like, oh, you're running dual pistols today? I'm like, yeah, my A5 just fucking jammed or some shit. And I'm like, I don't feel like fixing it, so 2 pistols it is.
Yep. I am up to 5 guns now, and yep. And then I've always got my dad's, but it's hanging up in his room, and I gotta just go grab that, and then I've got to back up.
Yeah.
What kind of guns do you have, Matt?
Let's see. If we're gonna include his, there's 2 BT4 ERCs. I've got an old MR1 that we literally filed the feed neck off and shaped it out to be first strike. I've got the T8. I've got an ESA. There's another one I've got in there. I can't remember what it is. I've got it literally looks just like a bazooka. You can't miss it when it's on the field. And then my latest and greatest toy that I've been working on improving is a Rep 468. So we'll see if I can get that one to start singing for me this year.
Yeah, cool. See, all I got is a couple one X7 that I actually bought brand new. I bought one A5 brand new and gave that to my older brother, and then from there it's just a few. I think like 4 or 5 A5s, three or 4 A5s, and then just a bunch of 98s, and then a couple of TIPXs. That's it. That's it.
One thing you might be interested in, pretty much the exact same design. Valken just launched the Blackhawk series,
Oh, yeah.
and you know what? I was gonna save it for a surprise, but I'm actually buying 2 Blackhawks this weekend, and one of them is obviously for me is another backup gun because you can never have too many. It's basically the exact same thing as a BT4. It's just a little bit different. But the second one is actually, I'm going to give it away to a young gun.
Awesome. That's always the best.
Now, hold on. How young does this gun have to be? Like, how young do I have to be to qualify?
Well, okay, we're going by physical age, not mental. So I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. All right. You can never win anything.
Right now, oh, that's not true. You won something last year.
That is true. We did dominate last year's game.
So we're looking somewhere probably around 14 or younger, and they have to have been a rental, and not rental because they chose to, but rental because it's one of their first few times out. They have a love for the sport. Maybe they can't afford to get a new gun right now.
Right.
There you go. If you can, like I said, George over at Warp Sports, he's an awesome guy. If they take that gun back to Warp Sports before they use it, for $50, $50, they will get an upgraded barrel that's worth, I think, $30. They'll get a stock for the gun. That's another $20. Plus, they get a $20 value, a full-length carrying case. So, all in all, that's what, $70 worth of parts?
For $50.
For $50, plus you got the base for free.
Wow.
So it's a win-win, pretty much.
Yeah. If they want to invest a little bit into it, by all means. If not, they can do it later on the road. But, you know, it's just one of the cool things that you get to do with Fort Knox. It's not that, you know, I want to do this at other fields and they won't let me. I want to do this at Fort Knox because, you know, I remember where I got my start.
Yeah.
I still have, and that's what my other gun is. It's an original Pittman 98 custom.
Nice.
I got it for my 12th birthday.
And
that
still
thing is
works.
about as stock as it comes. Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Although
that's what I told you.
it kind of looked a little weird because I was trying to get into the law game before I found the bazooka on eBay for quite a pretty penny. So I actually took a piece of 2-inch PVC, a threaded barrel adapter, all this fun stuff. I made this hodgepodge-looking thing off the end of it, and I learned a 98 cannot pass enough air to launch a rocket more than about 10 feet.
But he gets an E for
I
effort.
learned. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You were talking those
But,
Blackhawks. We use those. Matt just bought about 15 of those, and he uses them as rental guns. And he's got a couple guys who bought them, and they look like they work pretty well.
Dude, I'm gonna say this. I haven't really had an opportunity to tear into it. I rep at Fort Knox. It's just one of the things that I do. When I've got like four jobs. How I'm not insane yet, I don't know. What was that?
Oh, nothing. I was going to say something that's kind of addicting to say, so never mind. I was just gonna. You're like, I got 4 jobs. You're like, I got 4 jobs, and I'm like, none of them were blow jobs.
Wow.
Oh, hey, at least one of my jobs isn't giving blow jobs.
Nothing wrong with that. It's like if you're giving or getting, it don't matter. It still counts.
Oh, hold on. Is this the same guy that, like, what was it? 30 minutes ago said $5 is $5?
Hey, that's $5.
That's awesome.
But, you know, this is the thing. If what you're hearing tonight, expect more of it come the event.
Awesome.
Not only do I have my own shenanigans up my sleeve, Brian and I have some shenanigans together.
That is true.
And then
that is true.
I am also being influenced by Big Papa, Narf, or Brendan,
But he's a bad influence. So I kind of wish you wouldn't. I'm hoping he gets called into work last minute. Something happens, where he can't go.
Why, dude? He's bringing his pizza.
Because,
never mind. That's a blue team secret. That's a blue team secret. I never said anything.
I had reached out to Narf first. I'm like, hey, baby, you going to come hang out with me that weekend? Oh, yeah, no problem. For you, anything. And then that's when Mav goes and bribes him with the XO job. Like, you can be my XO.
That's funny.
Hey, Pookie.
There's nothing wrong with it.
$5, man.
Hey. One win is worth it for me because every person I called, literally, oh yeah, no, I just talked to Brian 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. Yeah, just yesterday I talked to him.
Yeah,
come on, man. Everybody I called except one group.
I was like a whore on the corner, dude. I was on it, man. You know what, though? Honestly, a lot of people don't ever talk about it, but that is the hardest part of commanding is recruiting. That is the hardest part, man. Oh, my God. It just gets so frustrating. Because you got teams that are like me. I mean, go ahead. What were you going to say, Mav?
I was going to say, anybody can show up to a game, look at a card, say, oh, you need to go take the castle and hold it for 5 minutes. Okay, let's go. Anybody can do that. It's getting the people together, getting them to rally up, and getting them to go take the castle, and not just stop at the castle, but go all the way to wherever they got to go. If you're stuck in the, I'm going to use the old term, if you're stuck in the cars insertion and you need to get to the castle for a mission, you want a group that's not just going to get you to the castle. You want a group that's going to get you through the POW camp and all the way around to town and keep town at its neutral point like it should be.
Yeah, but that is the hardest part, though, honestly, is because sometimes you get teams like, well, if we go, we'll play for you. Well, that's a fair answer, because if you go, at least I know I can count on you. Then you get teams that are, oh, yeah, we'll play for you, hands down. And you reach out to them a week before the deadline or the week of deadline, making sure if they're coming or not. We don't feel like going anymore. All right, cool, you never committed. But then you get teams that actually commit, like, yeah, we'll be there. And then, like, oh, yeah, we forgot all about it. We're not going. Like, oh, well, fucking thanks a lot, dude.
It sounds like it might have happened to you, Brian.
Yeah, I got a couple of those, I got stood up at prom a couple of times. So I'm used to it.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can come over to my tent, and I'm sure the dog will cuddle with you for a little while.
Hope he likes peanut butter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about those consequences if you try that with my pretty girl.
Yeah, but
my team's mascot, her name is Paris. She is a German Shepherd mixed with a pit terrier. She will love anybody, but mess with her, you got nothing with me.
Oh, come on. They're just dogs. I'm just playing, man. But yeah, no, honestly, that's something I'm hoping goes real smooth this time, is implementing some of the new ideas I have for commanding, just changing it up a little bit. Because I'm really excited about that. I mean, I guess once this weekend's over, we'll see how it went and see if it's worth, doing it again. But I'm adamant that it'll be good and definitely change it, even for the insertion reps. I'm hoping my idea works, because that was my plan last year, but it just fell apart literally the last minute, 30 minutes before I left, dealing with that camper, and it was like, you know what, fuck it, let's go. Whatever wasn't in the trailer, in our cargo trailer, we just left without it.
Nice.
And so, but we'll find out after this Sunday.
Very cool, very cool. All right, fellas, I'm going to wrap this up. So I appreciate you both
but
being
I
on
thought
the
you
call.
liked talking with us.
What's that?
Hey, you know what? Hold on real quick. Mav, did you end up getting your new shirts for this weekend? Did they show up or no?
You know what? Funny story. Let's not talk about that on the air.
No, the only reason I'm asking is because I just received mine today. So I'm like, man, I didn't want to say shit, but I'm hoping yours showed up. But I'm guessing not.
I'm hoping. Supposedly they're in the U.S., but according to my tracking information, they are in Kuwait City, Kuwait, awaiting the next scheduled movement.
That sucks, butt cheeks. Well, who knows? They moved pretty fast. Once they were in the States, they moved pretty quick. I think it only took like 2 days to get here. But
hopefully, but I'm curious why mine didn't come DHL like yours, or like that original shipment.
Well, I told you, $5 is $5,
went to
dude.
Minnesota.
Sometimes it's not what you say, but what you do.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I guess that sucks, dude. Well, I was just hoping that he got his jerseys in time too, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was stressing up until today when they showed up. Even though it said out for delivery, it's like I'll believe it when I see it.
Pretty
So I
much.
don't know. Yeah,
Pretty much.
Magically they showed up.
Were they both coming from the same place?
Yeah, by chance we both happened to get our orders sent out within a couple days of each other.
Yeah, and that was not pre-planned.
What'd you say?
That was not pre-planned either.
Yeah, and you know what the sad part is? Had we planned it out, they could have shipped them together, and who cares? You know, we got them together, maybe got a group discount, but didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I found a couple of spelling.
There were two different designs.
Found a couple of spelling issues in some of them, which kind of sucks. But what are you gonna do about it now besides wear it?
What brand did you guys get?
We went with that Pakistani dude, Saeed Sports.
Yep, Saeed Mansour.
He's been whoring himself out all over Facebook, and the quality looks okay. So I guess we'll find out once you actually start using them. But the pricing was fair. Pricing was really the only reason you kind of go with them, is just it's cheap enough that you can afford to buy them.
Gotcha.
But outside of anything else, granted there's a small language barrier and whatnot, but it worked. So now we'll find out after this weekend how good they are, how good they hold up to the elements.
I actually talked with him over the phone. He speaks pretty good English.
Yeah, well, I don't mean like English. I'm talking more of like sometimes your terms. Like, hey, you'll have them what did he tell me one time? You'll have them in time. And I'm like, Saeed, this is in time and on time are two big different things, dude. Well, what's the difference? So then I explained to him, and he goes, okay, you have them in time. I'm like, all right, So yeah, just that's what I mean, like small language barrier things, just things like that. But I don't know, they came out okay, just a few things here and there. But at the same time, you're used to dealing with Raza, you pay a little more, but you get things go a little different. That's why you pay more.
Yeah.
So who knows? Well, I'm hoping this weekend goes good, and are we doing a recap show afterwards, or is that something?
Want to, I mean, that's if you guys want to do it and you guys are up for it. Hell yeah, I'll get you back on a recap.
I'm down just because I know I'll be on high spirits. I don't plan on losing, so. But I really don't.
Okay. So what happens if you do lose, though? I just that question. Not saying that you will.
Let's say if.
There's a high probability of you losing. Just I want to know.
I don't know. What kind of gentleman's wager could we have? We should have some kind of gentleman's wager.
I was thinking about that, and then I realized who I was talking to.
Yeah, it's like you're not much of a gentleman.
A good idea.
Yeah, it's like, well, you ain't gonna have to pay $5 if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, but see,
you know what? Hold on.
I don't want to be on the other end of that deal.
All bullshit aside, we should come up with some kind of gentleman's bet. What could we wager? Because I'm used to at work a gentleman's bet's usually like a $5 lunch, to the winner.
They made the loser of the event that I was at kiss a ring pop in front of everybody.
I don't know. That's kind of iffy.
Tell you what. Brian, which way do you go when you leave? Do you go north or south?
Wait, what? Are you being serious or?
When you leave Fort Knox, you go north.
I go north. I go north.
Let's see what. Tell you what, there is a McDonald's in Knox. The loser, because I also go north. The loser has to buy the other. What do you want to do? Like an ice cream from McDonald's or something like that?
You know what? That would actually be cool. I think that's a reasonable thing to wager. An ice cream sundae for the winner.
Yep.
There you go.
An ice cream sundae for the winner.
All right. Yeah, I'm down for that.
Very nice.
Oh, the only reason I was asking is because if you go south, there's an actual Dairy Queen in Winnemac.
Yeah, further into town. But yeah, no, we both going back north. So yeah, I'm down for that. I'm down for wagering a Sunday dessert. Now, are we talking a full, doesn't McDonald's have like a full Sunday thing, or is it just snow cones anymore? I don't know.
They've got the Sundays.
No, it's actually in a little cup, and it comes with like hot fudge and a little bag of nuts. I know how much you love the little bag of nuts.
I do. Even big bag too. Nuts in general, that's all me. All right, so it's official. You have it here on your show, man. It's
Yeah.
loser has to buy a Sunday. Is that what we're agreeing to?
Yep. We are shaking on it over the airwaves.
Yeah, it's a digital confirmation.
Very
All
cool.
right, well, I'm okay with that wager.
All right, there it is, guys.
All right.
All right, well, I guess with that, it's good talking to you guys. Have fun, Mav. I'll see you Saturday, dude.
Yep.
Hey,
Thanks
just so you know, I want my Sunday without nuts.
All right. Well, that means more nuts for me, so win-win.
Thanks,
There you
guys,
go.
for
You
being
can
on
have a
the
little
show.
pack of nuts.
All right, later, guys. Later,
Thanks,
Mav. Later,
guys.
Chris.
Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.